Dear Aditya Dhar, I might be one of the lucky few who watched this movie twice in the last 3 days. The first time I was completely spellbound. The second time I got blown away all over again. When Uri released, what caught my eye wasn't just the patriotism or the story. It was the music and the action. Challa became the score of the nation. People were chanting "How's the Josh" everywhere. But I was locked onto something else entirely. The way those action sequences were choreographed, the Uri attack, the surgical strike, the way the camera moved through those scenes. We had genuinely never seen anything like that in Indian cinema. So naturally, I was desperate to know what you were going to do next. Then came the announcement of the immortal Ashwatama. That poster alone had me hooked. I kept imagining what you would do with that canvas. And then it didn't happen. For months, I kept wondering why. Now, after watching both parts of Dhurandhar, I think I finally understand. You are a filmmaker who simply will not make something ordinary. My feeling is that Ashwatthama is a vision so large, so ambitious, that the budget and scale it truly deserves just isn't available to Hindi cinema right now. But that film lives in your head, and I have no doubt we will see it someday. Coming back to Dhurandhar, even the first teaser told you everything. The background score was a banger, but what really stood out, how carefully it was woven into each scene. It wasn't just music playing over visuals, it was part of the storytelling, and the anticipation built. Very few teasers managed to do that. Here is what I believe about your relationship with action sequences. It isn't something you studied or developed over time. It feels like it was always there, an instinct for what will land differently, what an audience hasn't seen before, what will make them sit up in their seats. That kind of sensibility is genuinely rare in our industry, and I hope you never lose it, no matter where your career takes you. One thing that obviously really bothered me in the theater is people pulling out their phones, recording the screens, taking pictures, even after being asked not to. If it made me angry as someone just watching the film, I genuinely cannot imagine what it must feel like you and what you must have thought about it. At this point, I honestly think theaters should have lockers at the entrance. You deposit your phone before you walk in, full stop. Because yes, you have every right to carry your phone, but recording the film and putting it on social media is not using that right. It is abusing it. A country that turns out in such huge numbers to celebrate a film about Indian courage should be capable of a little bit more responsibility in a theatre. Now the film itself, the research, the attention to detail, the sheer craft visible in every frame is remarkable. Every filmmaker who casually says they have worked very hard on their films should watch Dhurandhar and then sit quietly with that claim for a while. And yes, the propaganda debate. I want to address it because there is one line in this film that ends this conversation completely. The film directly states that Pakistan as a country is not the problem. The problem is a specific group of people who, hiding behind the religion, fund terror and kill innocents, causing damage that hurts Pakistan as much as it hurts India. One line. Done. Nothing more needs to be said. What this film has done is set a standard for action and mass entertainers in India that most filmmakers here are nowhere near reaching. There are too many average films being made, and audiences have quietly accepted that as normal. Hopefully Dhurandhar shifts something. Hopefully it makes at least a few people raise their expectations, both filmmakers and audiences alike. And to you, Aditya, please stay exactly the way you are. A success this big has a way of pulling people in directions they never intended to go. Many names that once felt untouchable have lost their footings after a moment like this. Keep your humility. Keep your feet on the ground. Keep doing what you have been doing. Just don't change.